Hey guys, it is me, Tanya, founder of the TNG Designs Group Limited. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Now, today's video, we're going to be talking about how to brand your live and in-person event. But before we get stuck into it, remember to stick around to the very end of this video because as always, I've got a really cool guide to be able to share with you. And remember to go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on any videos that I have coming up. So folks, let's get into it. So, as I said, we're going to be talking about the idea of how to brand your event, especially your live and in-person event. Now, I'm also going to be doing a video on how to do your virtual event as well, so don't worry, virtual people, I'm not going to leave you out. However, I want to focus this attention on to a live and in-person event because this is also super key as well. There are three key things. You know I love that number 3. There are 3 key things that I want to make sure that you guys are tapping into. So don't worry. I know there's usually a whole host of a list that we need to make sure that we're always tapping into, right? But however, for the purpose of this video, I want to keep it nice and easy for you because I want to make sure you get it right from the get-go. Because I know these things can be overwhelming, and I've had a few people come up to me saying, Tan, how do you make sure that your brand stays consistent? Literally their words, because it is a known thing that sometimes people, as I usually say with social media, well, they kind of do the same thing as well for events. They throw the world at the wall, hoping that, you know what, that will be enough, and equally that message will make sure that it gets resonated with somebody, right? But no, we want to keep the consistency, and I've kind of given a little hint as to what one of the key things are about. But I want to touch base on that in a minute, not just yet. Now, the first thing I actually want to talk about is the idea of appeal. What appeal are you trying to create for this vision, for this event in the first place? What is your event about? Now, the usual principles for your why, for your purpose, for your vision that usually you create for your brand, it now translates into the idea of your event, what your event is about, right? Because it's super key. When you don't have the vision or the purpose for why it is that you're doing what you're doing, that confusion that people will be experiencing, it's not going to land well. We don't want confusion anywhere near our events, right? I hope that's a no for that you're saying, by the way, because it is super key that we keep our branded journey as nice, clear, and consistent as possible. And again, I'll touch base on that in just 1 minute. So make sure the appeal is there. Make sure the idea of why you're doing what it is that you're doing is there. The message is there. Because people still need to resonate with you. People still need to understand the purpose of your event in the first place. Equally, how are you actually getting it out there? That's the second thing that you actually need to think about. How are you actually getting out there? How are you promoting your event? Again, when you don't understand what the idea of appeal is for your brand, for your vision, for your event, you need to know how you're actually going to promote it. Because with that theme that should run smoothly and seamlessly all the way through your event, that's how we start building on those connections with our customer, with our future delegates and so forth. Those who we want to make sure that actually turns up to our event, we need to make sure that that appeal factor actually gets resonated through the way that we start promoting. So as always, you know, I've spoken to you guys before about the idea of where is your audience actually hanging out. For your event, where are your audience hanging out? Show up there. If it's on a specific social media platform, show up there. If it's in a specific community, show up there. Promote to them. Talk to them about your event. Don't direct sell. As we all know, people do not like things shoved in their faces. Don't do that. It literally does this. It pushes them away. We don't want to push them away. We want to encourage them. We want to create that appeal. We want to entice them into wanting to come and experience this with us. Because as we know, it's purposeful, right? Our vision is huge and we want to be able to share that with the clients and the customers and the future delegates so they get to experience that as well. And equally on the whole idea of experience, what kind of experience are you going to create throughout this event? Understanding what your theme is, your why is, will help you to create the agenda for your actual event as well. When you've created your agenda, you get to know what you're going to be talking about. You get to know who's going to be turning up to it. Do you have special guest speakers? Equally, if you have anybody coming to actually present at your event, whether it be an exhibition stand or whether it, as I said before, it is an actual speaker or somebody getting to share on the stage with you, is it actually congruent to what it is that you're doing? Is it actually congruent to the actual event that you're trying to create for others to experience? Think about that one. Another thing as well, to create the idea of appeal, to create the idea of experience, is what kind of merchandise are you actually creating? Do you have roller banners to help add to that experience? Because all of those aspects, they actually get to create what's known as your branded journey. Because remember, your brand isn't always just about what people see digitally. Your brand isn't just about what you're saying. It's also about what people are experiencing. I keep using that word for a very good reason, because I want it to stick with you. What is that brand experience? How do you want to be remembered? How and what kind of a journey do you actually want to continue to take your clients, your delegates, your members on? Now, as you know, I'm one of the co-founders of the Queens in Business Club as well, and we hold events. Live and in-person events, as well as virtual ones as well. But our live and in-person events are what actually helps to create that added experience of what the Queens in Business Club is about. We do things like create merchandise, right? But we use them specifically because we want it to be an exclusive experience at our events. We sell them there. But equally, we have really cool giveaways as well. So I want you guys to also think about what kind of a giveaway that you have as well. What kind of a really cool merch item can you actually use to help be remembered by? But equally, it's not so much about what you can give to them. Equally, how can you make them feel included within that entire experience? It's not just firing out all this knowledgeable experience that others have had to your delegates, to your members, but equally, you want them to feel included as well. So it's understanding not only how are you going to appeal to people, not only how you're going to promote to people, but equally also how you're going to make sure that that branded journey is continued right the way through, from start to finish, from digital items all the way through to your merch, all the way through to the event space, all the way through to what is going on with your event and what it is that you're actually going to be sharing with them. So folks, I really hope that resonated with you. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on another video. And especially, as promised, here is your gift. It is a really cool guide that you can find in the link below this description. And when you click on it, you're going to be taken to a really cool guide that will allow you to understand how you can elevate within your brand and create things like a really cool event space and create things like a really cool virtual event as well. And I'll be able to talk about that with you in the next video. Take care, guys.